We are live and in
I'm
living
alive.
color.
I'm live and I'm alive.
You're live and you don't know your life.
So interesting thing that happened to me. You don't know about this because I didn't tell you because I was saving it for
Oh,
the live. Let me just mute YouTube here. I got robbed. I got robbed, and
like someone robbed you, your person. Like
yeah,
Johnny, give me all your money.
no, not like that, because I probably wouldn't be here today. Because at the sight of like that would anger me enough to lash out, and I probably wouldn't be here today. Actually, good how it happened because I know myself and I know the way I am, and if I had caught the person, I probably either would be behind bars or in the hospital right now. So,
All right, so tell the story.
so the story is my normal morning. I go every morning to the convenience store to get a coffee and I get my breakfast, right? This morning, I got gas and I paid for it. Went to another convenience store because it's closer to my job and it was on the way. I didn't want to be late for work or whatever. So, in rushing, because I had to get gas, it threw off my timeline. So, I was rushing. I ran into the store. I got my stuff. I left my wallet in the car because I usually pay on my phone. And the only reason my wallet was out of my pocket is because I got gas. Um, so when I got back into my car, ate my breakfast, watched a little movie on my phone, and then I was able to get to work on time, whatever. And then like I'm working, and I'm getting emails. I'm getting emails, and I'm getting notifications from my bank, from my credit cards. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I stopped working and I look at my phone, and they're like all these charges: $50 here, $60 here, $100 here. I'm like, what the? I said, I'm at work. I'm not spending any money. So instantly, I thought my accounts were hacked. So I take an early lunch just to get this sorted, and I go into my pocket to get my wallet, and I don't have my wallet. I'm looking around my car. I don't have my wallet. I lost my bump box speaker. They
Oh,
took
your little one.
yeah they took that. They took one of my pocket knives.
So they broke
Um,
into your car.
yeah, while I was in the store getting breakfast, I forgot to lock my car. Like I
So
forgot to
they
hit
didn't
the.
break into your car. They
They,
just opened your car.
yeah, they broke in because like it's like you don't walk into someone's house just because the door's unlocked. You know what I mean? Like so like so they went into my car and they ransacked my car and they took my stuff. And like the only reason why I didn't catch them in the act is because at that time at 3 o'clock in the morning, no, at 3:30 in the morning, the convenience store's system reboots. So it doesn't let you pay with a credit card or a debit card because the system reboots. So and that takes like 5 minutes to reboot because I've been doing this for years and I know like
You know, if you
exactly
had a
how.
Tesla, you could have watched them in the act with your dash cam stuff on there.
Yeah, could have definitely. So like, yeah, they took my wallet, which had my social security card, had all my credit cards, had my license, everything. They took all my. I'm undocumented right now, other than my passport. So like, at least I
That's
got
why
my passport.
Shopify thinks you're a criminal.
Yeah. So like yesterday, I left work early. I only got like 3 hours of work on Tuesday, and like I went to the police station. Well, first I called them because I was like, "Hey, I don't have a license, but I need to go down there. So, like, what can we do?" And
You can
she's like,
still
"Well,
drive because they run your name and see your license
yeah."
plate.
She told me she's like, "Well, I'm not gonna tell you that you can do this, but like it's kind of like a gray area. So, like, if you get pulled over, just tell them to call me, and we'll sort it out, and you'll be okay." So I'm like, "All right, fine, cool." I go out to the police station, and then like I talk to this cop, and real nice guy, and he's like everything I'm saying, he's writing down. He's got the whole thing. And then he's like, "Well, did you have any cash?" I said, "No, because my wallet's a cashless wallet, and I don't carry cash in me anyway." And he's like, "And you stopped all your credit cards?" I say, "Yeah, froze my credit cards. I even froze my credit. I contacted the 3 credit bureaus, and I froze my credit." So like, yeah, I don't know why. I've always carried it. Ever since I was a teenager, I've always carried
You
it. I don't know
never
why.
carry it.
I
You lock that shit in your safe at home.
I lesson learned. Lesson learned. I had no idea.
Because getting a new one of those is going to be a bitch.
No, it's not actually because I
No?
already paid for it and I got the forms.
Okay.
So all you have to do is, and when you get so like I'm now like a master on recovering all your shit if it gets stolen. So like if you get anything lost, just if you don't know what to do, Ask me. I'll tell you because
I'm
I
gonna
had to learn
pause
this.
your story for a minute, Johnny. I gotta pause you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've known each other a few years. I would consider you probably one of my best friends, right? And we talk quite often. So something like this happens to you in your life, and the thing in your head is like, hey, instead of me telling G, hey, this shit happened to me, let me save it to talk about it on live
Yeah.
stream.
I didn't tell anybody.
This is how you know
Why?
when we're here to entertain you guys, because we're like, hey, this is some wild shit, but I ain't saying nothing until we're on stream.
Only
Right.
one person I leaked to because
You leaked.
I was like, no, you can't laminate it. It's illegal.
Mine's
right?
laminated.
You can't lay. You
You're
can't
not
laminate
supposed
it.
to, dude.
It's
in
illegal.
the 80s, that everybody was laminating that shit. That's how you keep it safe.
So like,
So
I
real
don't know
quick,
what-
Dagan. So it depends. If you're on Johnny's channel and commenting, you only see who's on that page. If you go on
yeah.
Badger, so
That's
Vato
fine.
might be on Johnny's channel. We have 2 people on Johnny's, 7 on ours. So we're doing this so we can get everybody to come over to Retro Beards, subscribe, and then we'll stop broadcasting on all the channels.
Yeah.
So that's why.
So then, so I'm talking to the officer, and he's telling me the whole thing, and he's like, well, you should be okay. You should be fine. And I was like, all right. And he's like, you stopped all your money. I said, yeah, I stopped all my money. My bank account was real quick. The Chase fraud protection was real fast. They were like, you don't normally make this purchase at this time.
You see everybody saying theirs is laminated. Josh,
Hey, like
Randy.
I didn't laminate mine. So like so like my bank I froze my bank first thing. They canceled my card, issued me a new one, and I had a new one within a few hours. My credit
new
cards
bank
are all,
card?
huh? Yeah.
They don't have to mail that to you?
Yeah, it's getting mailed, but I get an
Oh.
electronic one and I save it to my Apple Wallet, and
Okay.
then I can use my money. I can access my money. I just can't go to the ATM. So the cop's like, yeah, well, they have your license and they have your social, which kind of sucks, but like it's not really that big of a deal. And I was like, yeah, but what if they like do something nefarious and they like give my license as them, and they like, and I have a warrant for my arrest or whatever? He's like, yeah. He said that's not gonna happen.
You just used the word of the day. You said nefarious. I've
Yeah.
used the word nefarious about 100 times this week. And people, because I try to use some little smarter words when I talk at work, right? Some little educated words. I use nefarious, and people look at me like I'm half stupid. Like, what's nefarious?
He laughed. He's like, don't worry about that. And I was like, are you sure? He says, yeah, don't worry about it. He says,
dude, criminals already have your social security card and everything, anyways. He's like, all of our information got breached by the government like 2 years ago.
He was
social
like,
security got breached.
He's like, we get tons of licenses all the time. It's like, you just get a new one. And I was like, okay. Like, so he made me feel a lot better. Like he was like,
because unless they look identical to you, no one's gonna.
Yeah, he says they really can't do anything with it with your license. He's like, the license just has like your address, and
they know where you live now, though.
Yeah, well, anybody can find out where I live.
Yeah, but now these guys know where you live first. They're gonna come back and get your car.
They can have the car. The car's worthless. It's worthless.
Did we ever come to the point where you tell us why your car was unlocked?
Because I ran to the store real quick. I usually just go in and I just don't lock it because like it's right there.
Yeah,
and it's usually like
have you learned a lesson, Johnny?
Yeah, I did learn. I learned a valuable lesson. And I'm not even gonna tell my father, because if my dad hears about this, I will never hear the end.
If you had a Tesla, it would have locked automatically when you walked away. But you know what else? If you had a Tesla, you'd have to buy all 4 new tires if you got one.
He was like, we can go and like check the cameras to see like who it is and all that stuff. And I'm like, I'm not, it already happened. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna, I don't care. I just cared about like, because I didn't know what to do. So I Googled like, what do you do when all your information gets stolen? And the first thing they tell you to do is go to the police station and file a police report. Letting them know,
what you do is you go buy something really expensive and then say, hey, I didn't buy that. They stole my shit. And then now you got it and you get refunded.
I wasn't trying.
Not that I'm trying to encourage criminal behavior.
They did manage to get $50 worth of stuff at Quick Check, which is like, like Quick Trip. So like, I don't know what they bought. Maybe they bought like 5 packs of cigarettes, because cigarettes
Did the bank give you your money back?
Yeah, the bank gave me my money right back.
I had someone buy in New York City. They bought a bunch of Nintendo Switches and Game Boys and shit on my card.
Oh my god!
And then and they ordered them. Like it got delivered somewhere, but I couldn't get access to it. But I canceled. I got the money back. But then they don't care. They got the stuff, and then they go and sell it and get the money. So
that's what it is. Like the only person who really loses here in this situation is me, because I have to deal with Social Security office and then get my new Social Security card. My license already is on the way. You do it online. You don't even go in person anymore. So you just get a duplicate one. They send it to you in the mail. All my credit cards, they're sending me new ones. My bank card is sending me new ones. I have to go to Costco to get a new Costco membership because my Costco membership was in my wallet. But other than that's all they got. And the convenience store loses out because they took that money back from the convenience store and they put it back into my bank account. So they lost it there. Every other thing they tried to purchase got fraud protected, rejected. So
has this happened to anybody else in the chat? Like,
it's the first time it's ever happened to me.
You left your car unlocked because you were super comfortable because you live in Mayberry, New Jersey.
And I was thinking, I was like, you know what? If the system wasn't rebooting and I was in and out that fast, I would have caught that guy in the act, and then that would have been bad.
Because what time of day was this?
This is at 3:30 in the morning.
That's why. First of all, you don't stop anywhere and leave your car unlocked at 3:30 in the morning in New Jersey or anywhere for that matter.
There's nobody there. There was nobody there. So
not that you see. They're in the shadows, Johnny. Criminals are lurking.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, it's a good thing that system was down at that time, because if I caught that person in the act, one of two things would have happened. One, I would have caught a charge for attempted murder, or the guy would have.
It would have ended up self-defense because he would have tried to hurt you.
We'll try. What
if it was a girl?
I don't know.
Did they dust your car?
Whoever's if I walk out and I see someone in my car going through my stuff, it's going down. So like, one or two things is gonna happen. Either I'm gonna get arrested, or that person's gonna have something on them, and I'm gonna go to the hospital.
How long before you noticed that your stuff was missing?
I stayed. Actually, it was funny because I stayed in the park. I stayed in my car at the parking spot where I was parked, eating, and I ate, and then I went to work after I ate, and then I went to work and I punched in, and maybe a few minutes into my shift, I noticed a charge that got declined from my credit card. So he tried to use my credit card on a vending machine for like $1 something, and I was like, oh, that's weird. So I'll look into that later. It's only $1 something. It wasn't until the $54 charge that got rejected from the credit card after that I was like, oh, wait a minute, something's not right.
So some got rejected, but some got accepted.
Yeah, some got rejected and one went through. And no, they didn't, Josh. And it's funny you say it because I had beard oil in my glove box, and he didn't take the beard oil, but he took my damn bump box Bluetooth speaker. So I lost that. Thank God it was a little. Yeah, thank God it was a.
That's good.
I have Credit Karma, and I logged into my Credit Karma.
You need LifeLock now.
Yeah.
Or what you need is a doop doop lock your car.
Yeah. From now on,
Well, I don't have any cool stories like that from this weekend. I didn't get robbed. I don't know if robbed is the right word.
Infiltrated.
I don't know. I know like robbery, burglary, stuff like that means different things in different places. So I don't know what.
Well, he stole my shit. So
yeah, it's a theft.
It's a theft. Yeah. But yeah,
that's wild. Okay, so the important part: how much shit did Audrey give you?
None. She was just like, you got to go to the dumpster because he could have just taken the card and thrown the wallet. And she's like, she's like, you got to go dumpster diving at the place. I'm like, I'm not going to go dumpster diving.
You know why she knows these things? Remember you told me how she was 15 years ago?
Yeah.
This is why she knows. She's like, this is what I would have done.
Boy, she got insight.
Yeah. She's like, I might have some people on the inside still. Let me call. Next thing you know, she walks outside, got a bandana on her head, throws her chain wallet in.
It's funny you say that because when I first started dating her, she was wearing bandanas. I
don't want to say I'm good at profiling, but I mean, I could probably, if I had someone who was a sketch artist, could probably give you a good image of what I think she looked like in those days. I probably could.
She had cornrows at one point.
I'm telling you,
She look cute. She look cute.
Jonnie, she's like the Latina Queen Latifah. Like, what was that movie where there were the bank robbers with Queen Latifah and remember? Was it Set It Off? Was that? Yeah, yeah. She's sitting on the roof drinking her 40 with her girl.
That's so funny. No, she
I
looked
could
good.
see it in my head.
She showed
And
me a
she probably
picture.
had, like a little twang, like a little Puerto Rican accent, maybe Cuban going on.
She's Colombian, so
I know she is, but
that's funny.
that doesn't mean she sounds Colombian. I mean, she could have. I mean, she could have sounded like Scarface.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
That's when on your first date she said, "Hello, Jonnie. Let me see your little friend." I don't even know if that impersonation was even remotely good. First, get the money.
Oh shit, that's funny. That's funny.
She's gonna kill us if she ever hears.
She won't hear. She won't ever watch or see. She doesn't.
Yeah,
she doesn't pay no mind to
Audrey,
me.
thanks for supporting our ventures.
She pays no mind to my silly to my extracurricular activities.
No. What a bully she is.
Yeah, she is.
Anything what exciting.
I did Bear Derby for like 3 years. She never watched one episode.
She was on some of your videos in the early days.
Yeah, she was
in one or two, and your sister was.
We were doing gaming videos together.
But, yeah.
And like
she was good cool on camera. I remember Audrey I've seen some of the videos. She was good.
Yeah,
and the chemistry was
funny.
I think you were afraid of her a lot, but
no, we joke. But she was like she was nervous about her job, like all that stuff. So I was like, come on, they don't care.
So we kind of just went straight into story time, but I do want to say, so Randy, thanks for coming in. We got Jason, we have Josh, always asking us how it's hanging, low and to the left. We have Dagan, Vato. I saw TV in here. Who am I missing? I got Randy, Josh, TV, Vato, Jason, Metal Guy, Frankie J. Not here yet. Yeah, it's 4:00 still over there in Steven Land. That's the thing with the time change too. Now we're like even earlier on the West Coast. Now 7 p.m. is early on the Eastern side for anybody. But since Jonnie has a ridiculous, nefarious work schedule, just kidding.
Yeah, my schedule is brutal.
Yeah. So my weekend. So my wife left on Friday to go to Arizona to help take care of her mom for a few days. She just got back last night. So just me and the boys. Well, Saturday I was a panelist guest speaker at a women's lead conference, which is for empowering women in leadership roles. So I was on the men's panel of how to be an ally to women leaders.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So I spent all day there, did my little speech thing and got to talk and hang out and have some food and whatnot. And so when I get home, since I had to get up early, and Saturday's my day off where I'm like, hey, Chris, welcome. I came home and took a nap. My son's waking me up at 7:00. What's for dinner? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Pizza. That's what we're having for dinner.
You're old enough. Figure it out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if you're that hungry, you just go in there and cook. But yeah, Chris, welcome, buddy. We saw his review on the artist formerly known as Dad Beers, Tingle in Your Jingle. Sack Suds will remain Sack Suds for Retro Beards, and we'll give an update on Retro Beards in a minute. So my wife was gone, and I will tell you, my wife's the boss of the house. She's the leader of the house. I'm just the muscle. My wife runs the shit, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Dan B, what's going on?
What's up, Dan?
Every morning, she gets up at 6:15, starts getting my kids up. Kellen's downstairs, Peyton's upstairs. Kellen is a pain in the ass to get up. Peyton, she calls him on the Amazon Alexa about 20 times, and he finally gets up. So she tells me, hey, make sure you get up at 6:15 and start getting them up so they get ready, because they got to be out the house about 5 after 7 to get to school, because they start school early as hell.
Yeah, high school.
And so I get up 6:15 and start trying to get Peyton up. It's not working. It doesn't come down. I can't really kill him. So about 6:47, I finally get my kids up and out to get ready. And they're in. On our Life 360, my wife gets a notification. Of course, it was like 3:00 Arizona time. Peyton left the house. And she's like, why are they leaving so late? And they're like, Dad just don't know how to wake us up. Da, da, da. Mom gives me a hug and rubs my back and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I woke you up exactly how Mom told you. So this morning, she gets him up, and I get up. And normally during the week, I get up at 6:45, between 6:45 and 7. And then, so I'm not in their way, right? Because I get in the shower. Because we have one bathroom. So they're doing their stuff. So I kind of make sure that they can get done before I get over there. They're already done and about ready to leave. And she goes, see, that was no problem. I go, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
What it is it's because it's me.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, I didn't have a problem. I got Kellen right up, give him a little hug. No, I said, I was about ready to throw ice water on his ass because he wouldn't get up. No, there's no story. So this is the thing, right? So in the business and here, you get to see just me having fun with my friends, right? But at work, like I have a pretty serious job. I'm not going into discussion with that because that's my personal life.
Yeah.
And I don't need anybody. Enough people try to hurt me that I ain't trying to bring, unwanted hurt. So not that it'd be hard to find, I'm sure. But anyways, so, and I'm a pretty well-educated and well-experienced man in real life.
Yes, this is true.
I have conversations with people and they like some of the things that we talk about, and I get invited, hey, we would really appreciate you coming to speak at this thing. I said, yeah, no problem. And I'll tell you the story that got me the invite is they were talking to me about some security side of stuff, and we were talking about entrepreneurship, and I told them, I said, I said, no woman should ever feel that they can't succeed in any realm of business or anything they want, because I go, I have been in the men's grooming industry for about 8 years. I said, and some of the best, most successful companies for men's grooming have been led and operated by women. I said, so if a woman can succeed in a majority male dominated area as men's grooming, and they don't have the hair, beard, facial hair to even know why they're making the stuff, and they still do it, and they know why. You know what I mean? They don't.
Yeah.
They're not making it out of personal experience, right?
Right.
And they're successful, and they know how to market all that stuff. Then you can do anything. And they're like, and then I gave them some, pretty fancy quotes because I'm smart sometimes. And they're like, you know what? We would love for you to come and talk and tell some of this stuff. And so that's what I did. And did you shave your beard down? Dan B noticed it.
Yes, I did. I trimmed it.
So the observation of the night award goes to Dan B because I didn't even notice this, right? Because it's dark anyway. So I just maybe notice I saw more of your neck than normal. I don't know.
I was trimming the cheeks. And I accidentally went, and I said, "Oh shit!" So
it's going to grow back in 3 hours.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's going to grow back.
Yeah.
I'll be, this is like I don't know, a couple days, a day or two. This is a day or two.
Yeah. And I've given presentations and speeches at other things before too, and in talks and stuff. Outside of the beard community and the social media world, I'm no slouch, man. You mean?
Yeah, I mean, we're real people.
Yeah.
What you see online is like 10% of maybe even less than reality. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my weekend was, Friday and Monday and Tuesday, waking up kids that apparently I do it all wrong.
I guess so. I don't know.
And I had to call Peyton on Alexa 20 times. So the pug sleeps upstairs with him, and then the Chihuahua sleeps downstairs. So I started just talking to her. Delphi, you want to go outside? Because she'll get excited.
Yeah.
Not a peep. And Peyton, my son goes, she knows better. Unless I say something, she ain't moving. I'm like, that's bullshit. So I was trying to get her to get riled up and decide to go. I even sent the Chihuahua upstairs to get him one day, and nothing works. Oh, you heard me talk about you, Delphi? Huh? What's happened to your eyeball?
Oh.
But yeah, so that was, and plus, my wife was gone for 4 days, and I'm like, I miss you. She goes, I haven't been gone long enough to miss anybody yet. I'm like, that's bullshit. So I missed you before you even left. I don't like being away.
Yeah.
And I don't like them being away.
In the same way.
Like
in the same way.
Even when I go up to Jersey for the weekend, I have a good time, but it still sucks. We need but no, there's a reason why it's dark. He keeps it dark for a reason on it.
You're here to see me anyway. You're here to see all this.
If he was in a luminescence room, you would see all the bodies and everything, and you can't. You have to keep the evidence in the background. You're lucky he doesn't blur the background.
The do blur.
I do that at work when we do Teams meetings. I'll blur the background.
I blurred the back. The background was blurred. Blurred. Blurred.
Oh, yeah.
Blurred.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my weekend. And so last week we were on Tuesday because Wednesday I had a shit. I have to cancel it. Okay. Anyways, my sons had their first lacrosse scrimmage last Wednesday. Terrible. We got destroyed. Friday was their first official game of the season. I don't know if you know much about lacrosse. The high school, they play 4 quarters like football. I think they're 12 minutes long.
Okay.
And then if it's tied, it goes in overtime. And overtime is 5-minute periods. At the end of the game, it was 3-3. We went into 5 overtimes.
Wow.
Like, nobody wanted to win. It was really good defense. Like, the boys did really good. In the third overtime, my son took what would have been the winning shot, bounced off the goalie's foot, and went the other way instead of, going in. And then the fourth overtime, and 5 minutes in lacrosse goes fast. Fourth overtime, they were both strong defense. And then the fifth one, the boys took a shot, missed it. They scooped up, ran down, scored. So, and then last night they had their second lacrosse game and got murdered. Like, Friday ended 4-3. Yesterday they got murdered 20-1.
Wow.
Our offense had the ball maybe 5 times.
Damn.
Like, it was just the face-off, which is kind of like a hockey face-off.
Okay.
Except for the ball's on the ground and you have your lacrosse stick and has like a net and you want to get it down in there and then scoop it up. They win the lacrosse or the face-off almost every time. Scoop it, score. It was every time. I was like, dude, you guys got to win this face-off. And the guy on our team doing the face-off is his first time doing it. So he's just not as well practiced. And then what did he say? Robert Harper. You know what's funny? I talked to Mark Brown on the way home from work today because he's been busy with work and we haven't had a chance to really talk like we used to. So he had texted me and I was leaving driving, so I just called him. And he mentioned something about Shopify, and I'm like, wow.
They still haven't emailed you back.
Still no. And then now, not only did they take away dad beers, they killed American Caffeine.
Yes.
So now we can't access that.
American Caffeine, yeah.
Not that we wanted to access that, but even if we wanted to, we can't.
But you know who came through? Google. Remember, Google was like last time I was like,
Google
for
your stuff.
From needed my info for some reason.
Yeah.
So I sent it, and they got back to me, and they said, "Okay, you're all set. Accounts back activated again, and everything like that." I'm like, "All right, awesome."
I'll bet you money that Shopify is still emailing the email account that we can't access because they took away our account instead of the email that we gave them that send it to it so we can talk to them. Guarantee you,
I feel like
that inbox probably has 1,000 emails from Shopify.
You should just for shits and giggles, like,
no, my blood pressure can't handle that. I know you're gonna say I'm not getting on that chat to ask for help and tell them, hey, what the
look, it's been like 3 weeks and we still have not been able to access our account.
3 weeks? It's been longer than that.
I don't know. I lose track of time.
Jim? Yeah, it's been Jim joining us early. He's over there. It's 4:00 over there too. 4:30.
So you're over here. We made a whole new thing before they addressed the email situation.
Yeah. So now that we segue in the Shopify, so the Dad Beards update. The update is we have no update. And maybe you guys in the chat, I can get all 14 of you. Let's talk and communicate. Let's talk this out. We want you to type, comment. We need face pink tears. I don't know what that. He's probably did an emoji that we can't see over here. It says face pink tears. So turn your tears into a smiley face. Okay. So let's talk this out. We're gonna throw some things out there, and I want you guys to get your feedback. So essentially, what's holding us up is labels. We got to nail down the labels. And then we can order them, get them in, relabel. I can finish the website. Here's the dilemma, right? We have most of the. Hold on. You want D-Bat tickets on the way home? Nice. That's a good day. Nice. You won tickets. And the Phoenix Suns play Boston tonight. Let's hopefully Jason Tatum's out, so we might have a chance to win. So we have some labels designed, and we did different pictures, designs for each scent. And our vision and the artistic vision of our artists don't mesh very well because we're looking at it differently. He's looking at it as like an artist, right? We're looking at it like what's in our heads. And we're not artists, but we have things in our head that we want to translate. So then we thought, well, what if we just do like one design and we could just change elements percent, like the color and the fonts, like or whatever you mean, just change
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well, creating that has been the worst experience of my life.
Huh.
I'm having a hard time creating that because then I'm like, okay, we need one killer looking label that we can just change minor things in it to be for the scent. So my question is to you guys, all 14 of you, here are some options. One, we can keep the artwork we have that's been created and just roll with it. Two, I could finish working on a universal label. Three, create a universal label and then use different designs for our limited and special stuff. I don't know because I'm torn because I like the stuff that was done.
Yeah.
To me, I personally don't think people are going to buy their product just because the label. Now, are there some brands in any industry that sell products because the exterior looks better? Sure. I've bought things because I want this because the picture. But we're not, our thought process, our plan, our model isn't to sell you pictures.
Right.
We want you to buy the product that's in the bottle and have something cool to sit on the shelf. We're not trying to give you the coolest artwork out there. We're not trying to give you images of dead celebrities or movie, anything like that. We're not trying to take that stuff and just throw it on a label and call it cool and you buy it because, oh, I really like that, the Karate Kid movie, so I'm buying it because Mr. Miyagi's on it. That's not what we're trying to do.
I have a really good design in my head.
Johnny's a smart ass, by the way.
It just came to me.
He sends me a design that looks like a 3-year-old drew it and says, let's just go with this. This is great. I'm like, this is terrible. He's like, what do you mean?
Awesome.
This is fantastic.
It was minimalistic. It was modern. It had retro flair to it. It was awesome. It was awesome.
And I would say this is part of why I'm having trouble. And so I like what Dan B said, but on the universal label that we can change colors or elements, I've come up with some like cool things, but then I'm like, I like it how it looks. I don't want to change any colors and stuff on there. It's not going to work that way. So then everything's just same. It just has a different scent name on it, and they all look the same up there. That's the problem. And that's not what we want. We want to be able to change elements.
I just got an idea, and I'm gonna draw it out, and I'm gonna message you later, like how I think it'll look good.
And you know what's funny, when Chris says that, Jonnie and I have the same. In our heads, we have the same idea of what we want to look. And this, I'll describe it to you, right? We want the labels to be flat. And what I mean by flat is I don't want like 3-dimensional, super bright, colorful, poppy. Like I want dull, flat, where it looks like 40s, 50s, 60s old labels. Retro can be anything 15 years or older. And there's so many things you can do in retro. But depending on which era we tried to pull from, it's going to there's going to contrast with each other. They're not going to always mesh. It's going to be very different because the 40s and the 80s are vastly different, right? So if you have an 80s style and a 40s style retro, they're both retro. They'll look different. So,
but I was thinking like
I thought this was going to be easier than it is, too.
Like that's what I was thinking. One label kind of design, and then like if the time period of retroness, whether it be the 80s or 60s, that would be translated in the font and in the subtle art graphics in the background of the label. I feel like that would be, but the logo for Retro Beards,
and that's the thing, we don't have an actual logo.
That's what I'm saying. If we nail down like an actual logo for Retro Beards, then like that can be like the stamp of the label, and then everything else.
I have a concept. I forgot to send it to you. There's some things I need to ask him to change on it, but we have one.
I think the one that looks like an old school diner sign, the one with that funky shape to it. Um,
Yeah, that's
that
not
kind of looks
in.
like our logo here on the side sticker of the live. It kind of looks like that diner looking like sign. That could be our like staple logo. And yeah,
Yes, but it's this is
you should see some of this. I recreated some of
all I gotta say.
some existing brands
The hell with
in old
Shopify.
school retro like look, and I'm like, this is awesome. Like if they just
So I just text you now. The word retro in the middle, that stuff behind it in the dark circle, that will go away. I didn't like that. Um, but this is the
yeah,
logo that was suggested. We can change things and update a little bit.
that
Um,
works. Yeah,
so I like it. I
I
just
like it
haven't
too.
gotten back with him because I told him, I said I need to take this and put this on some label designs, and then we can adjust what I want. We need
Yeah,
it, but I like that. He did a great job on that. It
I like
fits.
that.
Is just getting everything else together. Put a pic of your wallet in there. I think we could do that. Social security card. Yeah, and see, and I've done that before with Chesapeake and Alley Cat. I mean, so I know
Yeah,
they work. And this is the thing too. When I did the artwork stuff on Chesapeake labels, they weren't flash. They were just the most boring things, but people liked it. And then, except for when I did the artwork like Ginger Razzed and Rusted,
yeah,
those
yeah,
are really cool, right?
yeah. Those are
But the
different. Yeah.
basic stuff, and plus, I've seen things. Some of the labels on any product out there are atrocious, and people buy them. So I'm not.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Like you have brands that have individualized labels per cent, and they do good. Then you have brands that have like very basic streamlined labels, and they do good. So like that's why I always look at the as long as it looks uniform and clean, and it's not too crazy where like everything looks like drastically insanely different. um you know but there's also brands that do that too. Like some brands I see that every single label looks exactly like crazy different, and I'm like, how do they do that?
Yeah.
But
So we got some comments and questions. So Danby, yeah. So like, and this is the thing too. Like, trying to put our scent into that decade, right? Should have called it decade beards. But anyways,
hey, we still can. I
you know
mean,
what? I'm gonna fucking go. Still, I'm not saying anything. What I'm gonna do because I'll make sure you heard it here first. We own it. It's ours. So
decades, beards
changing
through
the font to
time.
match the font of the decade makes sense, but then that scent has there's a lot more that plays into it. So yeah. But I really want a nice basic brand label where that's retro beards, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
if we do for special ones, you can have a cool little
yeah. For special,
like the van that I showed you that we were
yeah,
talking about
yeah.
for Anton. That would be cool for a label. Just maybe a limited run or something.
Exactly. Like
Um,
all that art stuff we can use for.
that's the plan, Vato. We're running out of time. But yes. Let's see what Jason says.
Yeah, we can always do
Yeah.
different types of label one offs and all that stuff. And like,
Yeah, Dan. Yeah. Any ideas, send it to us. I mean, because it will help our brains kind of settle on things. And it's not, listen, I could have just slapped some stuff together. We've done lots of things that both of us have liked.
yeah,
We could have just run with it and did it. But I want to make sure that what we do is what we really want. So once it's out there, there's no going back. Like, this is what we're doing.
yeah, yeah.
I don't want to be like, we should change it. Because one, there's going to be no other rebrand. This wasn't even on our calendar.
I know we didn't.
This
I didn't
wasn't.
want to reread it. I like Dad Beards. I love the characters. The artwork was fantastic. It
Yeah,
was
it was great.
phenomenal. So like this it kind of sucks that we have to redo the whole thing because Shopify, like it really boils down
Yeah.
to shop. They really screwed us over bad.
Duffy, what are you eating?
It's messed
Stop
up
eating shit. She walks around the whole house looking for stuff to put in her mouth.
because we had a whole thing planned for Dad Beards. Like we were gonna do like a whole line of scents. geared to like where the dads would hang out when they're
Dude,
hanging
we
out when
had
they're
this
doing bro
brand
time.
built
Like we
out
had
for
a
years to come.
whole
It
we had
was
a whole thing worked out where like, oh, it's so aggravating, you know.
the amount of brain trust that went into develop. Like we had everything set, and it wasn't just beyond beer product. We had a whole barbecue type thing figured. Like we just had
Yeah.
so much that was going to happen.
We had a lot. We had a lot like on paper, like let's do this, this, and this, and like you know.
And people are going to ask because they have asked, well, why can't you just put that on a different platform? Here's why: the domain name. We purchased the domain name through Shopify thing, so we own the domain, but we can't transfer it out of Shopify without access to Shopify. That's the hard part.
Right. So we
And
can't
there's
essentially
no
get
similar domain names that we could buy. Like we have Dad Beards or the Dad Beards. We can't use Dad Beards. That's gone. We can't use any other form of it would not make any sense.
Yeah.
So to me, it's harder to get people on a new domain than just change the whole thing. So no, not a Scooby-Doo van at all. Similar. It would be like original stuff. It wouldn't be like, Batmobiles.
Yeah, we're not going to use intellectual properties or IPs.
Yeah. So funny that you say disco. So we have a scent.
We have a scent
that is disco related. We transitioned one of the dads to disco, and my brother, aka best friend, one of my besties, who does art for us, wants to murder me over the fact that I want disco on anything. And is like, dude, you're not going to sell it. People hate disco. And I don't disagree with it. Disco's not cool.
I don't like disco music.
Yeah, but record. I think
not a fan.
It just fits, right?
But
it looks cool and it
fits.
So
I can see the fro and the pick and everything.
Yeah. But
bell bottoms, white suit.
I'm surprised he did not murder me because he verbally murdered me. Yeah.
That's
yeah, there's I tell you, the one that's the hardest to transition over has been Vince. I think that's the last one that we haven't transitioned because Anton's been transitioned, Andy's been transitioned, Briscoe was transitioned, Jasper was transitioned. There's Vince. Vince has been the hardest one.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like Vince.
This is the one that we had like the car, but I'm just not sold on it.
Vince would be easy.
You would think, but the hardest part is too, is because we built the sense in the dads together, like they're made for each other, right?
Yeah, they're made for
So trying to pretend the dad is gone, right, and have that scent mean something else, that is not easy.
What if we just keep him Vince?
But then you're like, well, what's Vince, right? Retro Beards, Vince. What the hell's Vince, right?
That's true. So, you're right.
Because I thought about it, because that was suggested. The beard wash is going to say that because the beard wash isn't called anything; it just has our logo.
Yeah, it's just beard wash with the logo.
So it's going to be a different label, like designed.
Yeah,
it's going to look like an old school.
Yeah, the beard wash is easy. It's just whatever logo we just come up with and decide, slap that on, beard wash, boom. That's it.
I'm changing the background, the label a little bit.
Yeah,
but and then the sack suds is the same. It's going to be sack suds just with our new name on it.
Yeah, I just changed the logo.
You know what's funny? The soap labels are done. They were easy. Now, my brother, artist friend, buddy, old pal, hates our soap labels, and I told him, I said, we ain't changing them. These are it. These are it. This is what we're doing. Not changing.
Because I got this stuff sitting here, so
yeah, and it's hard because he's given us so much great thoughts, ideas, and images, and I want to lose them all. And I tell him, I said, he's like, you hate it, don't you? And I'm like, no, I don't hate it. I love it, but it doesn't fit with my vision. You mean like I would love to use it, but it just not in my head. Do you?
I'll leave Vaquero.
Do you do what you will, but leave?
I agree. I like Vaquero. I like.
How does Vato know about that?
You told it. You said it on 2-3 live streams ago. You said it.
Oh, we're gonna do something for Shopify. Yeah, and this is the thing. Vaquero might not be called Vaquero anymore, right? Because we have. This is the thing. Does the artwork that we have fit? We have 3 different versions of it.
Yeah.
But to me, it looks cool because it looks like what you would see like on an old wanted poster or
Yeah.
a poster for an old cowboy movie. It fits.
But
the
if we
retro,
do a general label, that art's not going to be there.
yeah. Let me see.
I know. So
I'm gonna see if I could share my. I'm gonna put up some stuff. I'm gonna show folks some of ideas that we've had. I'm gonna see if I could share screen.
nobody screen grabbed this stuff because this is all trademark stuff. This is all made from. Yeah.
Yeah, we will send the people who stole Johnny's.
Chris, I'm going to make you a special label. Special label. Just 2 guys looking down. Just looking down at you.
Looking down at his ding-a-ling. So I will show you. You see.
I have a label maker. I can make anything. One's
Oh no, I don't
down.
want to restart Chrome. Hold on.
One's gonna look down and one's gonna look directly straight at you. They're gonna make eye contact.
All right, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
So this is what Jasper would be. It's Summit, the mountains. It's an old school national forest kind of sign.
It's simple. It's a like a forest national sign. It looks like a sign from a national forest. If you were going hiking, you would see that sign and be like, "Here's the trail," and that's what I get from that. That's why I like it, because I go hiking a lot and I see these signs. So I'm like, that looks like an old school like hiking sign. I like that.
So what do you guys think about that? Comments in the chat. Hey Mark, what's up, buddy? Then I'll go to another one. I'll pull it up and then I'll share that screen.
It looks old school. I like the way that looks.
See what they say. No, all right. So then let me go. I'll show this one.
Vato, a lot of the art would make amazing merch.
This right here is Strawberry Dreams, aka Andy. Right.
I like that one
this
too.
Would be now the font right here and right here. I'm going to change, but I mean, this is what Andy would be.
Andy's when you look at Andy, the original label, he was like a DJ, so hence the record, and like all that stuff. So yeah,
So
I like it.
Pull up.
I dig it.
So this one, oh God, I love this one. Now there's some things I got to update on it, so don't get
Mark, the 90s are retro.
So this so this is our disco.
That's the disco one. That's the disco.
I gotta fix the font because the stuff moved down. I gotta bring it up.
I like the disco ball. He looks happy. He's dancing.
Yeah.
And it looks like, it looks like a old school. It has that flair to it. I like it.
All right. So that's the disco. So let me. You know what? It's good that we're doing this. We're getting feedback. And you guys are the ones who are gonna.
If you don't like it,
recommend the brand.
I don't want a yes man. Yeah, I don't want yes men. If you don't like it, if something about it doesn't sit right with you, say it.
Yeah, don't say you like it just because. No, don't stick with Andy logo. We can't use Andy. It's a new one. And here is Still Horse, which is. Oh no, this is Vince. This is Vince.
That's Vince?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I like it.
Waiting for
only Andy looks real good.
So this is Steel Horse. This is
because if you saw Vince looked like he was like a like a biker kind of guy.
Yeah, he's biker tattoo guy.
So this would be Vince's bike that he drives, I guess.
Yeah, technically. All right, so
If
let
you
me
want to.
pull up. Oh, so this. Hold on, where'd it go? So this is a new scent. It's not released, but it's a beer scent, old school beer. So we made it like an old school beer label.
Yeah. What do you guys think of that one?
Yeah, the disco logo does need something else. Yeah. So this is good. Yeah, this would be Berry Blitz is what this one's called.
To me it looks like it almost looks like the old school Budweiser beer like label to me. I see Budweiser when I see that. Kind of. It gives that vibe off.
All right, so here
Put
is
skates on the disco instead of shoes. All right, you're right. Yeah,
here is Vaquero, aka Briscoe.
I like that one. I do like that one because it looks like a wanted poster, like kind of deal. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, that was kind of like old, like a Western movie
Yeah.
poster type of thing. Like I
I like it.
that
You
one.
can't see his face. It's covered with the shadow of the hat. I like that. I like that. Look, that'd make an awesome fucking. That'd make a great T-shirt. That'd be a great T-shirt.
So the brand logo we don't have. Yeah, not to show you. It's not done yet. But the brand logo might go like on the little, like a little area over here. But the name right here, this is just the brand name is gonna be right there.
Which one, Chris? Because we kind of like went through them real quick. So which one? Which one?
Which one? The Chris said what?
I know he said you loved it, so I don't know which one.
I think the beer one. And then let me see. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you a. I'll show you a soap label. It's gonna be a label for the soap, so that's gonna be in front of the box, and this will fold over and be at the bottom part of the box.
Yeah, that's the soap one. That's Andy's the best one. He said Andy's the best. Mark said Andy's the best one.
Which one do you like, Jason? Vaquero? Yeah, but this is a soap label.
It's one of the soaps, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back and we'll get another one. So, and that's like a vanilla musk.
So yeah, Chris said the beer one. He liked the beer one.
The
raspberry one
is a citrusy, super bubbly, like a nice, bright soap that Jonnie named. Oh no, this is the honey orange one. Honey orange and some.
I like it. I love it.
So yeah, so this is another soap. Here's another soap one. This is the citrus one.
Yeah.
So this is another soap label. This is the citrus one.
I love that one. I really like that one.
I like it.
I like that one a lot. That's very like flower child, happy. Like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like that. I
feel like the Brady Bunch.
It's flat. To me. I love them.
Yeah, that very it looks like something you see on the Brady Bunch.
And this is the last soap label, one of my favorites. And the soap labels I kind of created with Canva. You got different art pieces you can use to adjust things. It's not anything super duper fancy. It's just what we did. And this is the last soap label.
I like that one too. I like it.
Yeah, and Jason's been using this soap.
Yeah, I haven't been using them. I haven't been using them myself. They're just here. Like I have all of them here.
Yeah, so that's the soap label. All right, let me see. Is there any oil label that didn't show?
I got slivers of samples of the soap. That's what I have.
Yeah.
That I've been using.
So like, look, and here's a concept label. This is one that didn't pass the mustard for the disco.
I mean, it's all right.
It's not finished. It's just I try to get the basics of it and then go from there. And if I get to a point where I'm like, it sucks, I just get rid of it. Like here's another concept I'm working on for the basic, like a basic label, but I stopped. The car on it I want to take away, but I stopped because I'm like, I'm losing the vibe on it. So this should be like a basic label.
I
and
take away the car.
Yeah.
I take away the car, yeah.
So I'm just going to make it fit. Make it work.
Maybe we should just do the TV that you have in the background.
I thought about that.
You know?
Yeah, and I'll show this. So this is what... Now this... So Berry Blitz was originally called Ruby Rush, but then we found out that that name is trademarked. So
yeah, we can't use Ruby Rush as trademarked.
Yeah. But before that, this is what the product will look like. It looks dope as well, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we're like I feel like we're really like just right there, you know, with all the stuff we got.
Yeah, and see, this is what Still Horse will look like.
I feel like we could just I don't know, because it's hard to like just run with these labels because like
the hardest part is we haven't been asking people for feedback and getting like a couple people have seen them.
Yeah. The thing is, like, when you settle down on a label, right? You order like some odd 100 of them, and it's not like an easy thing to just order because it costs a lot of money to get these labels done. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you can just run with these and then just make small tweaks later and get new labels because it all costs a lot.
Here's another concept for the disco.
Yeah.
So don't look at the bottles. The mock-ups only come in that color. I don't have a clear mock-up. We use the actual pictures of the product for the website. So don't look at the black bottle, amber bottle, and black top. That's not.
Yeah, don't think like it's going to be.
See what the label will look like on a product.
You know, until we run out of the clear stuff and we reorder, it's going to be clear bottles, white tops. Because that's what I got a ton of here.
So let me see. Hold on.
Okay. I hear, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on upstairs?
So we have Briscoe, we have Vince, Andy, Jasper. So we have all 5 of the labels done if we go with the ones we just showed tonight.
Yeah. We can run with those.
And then 6, because Berry Blitz is a new one.
Yeah.
The only one we haven't done is the unscented. But I'm still going to use, I think, the Naked Dad with the sensor bars. I think we're still going to use them.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Is what we showed you, if we said, hey, we're retro beards, this is what we got, does that say retro beards to you? Or does it seem like we've lost our minds and we're off the rails? Like as the consumers. Hey, and if it's shit, tell us it's shit. You're not going to hurt our feelings.
No, for real.
It keeps us from doing something stupid, right? So tell us. We don't want you to say you like it because you don't want to hurt our feelings. I have 0 feelings. You can't hurt them. Tell me they suck if they suck.
When is brownie becoming a
thing? I don't have
brownie. Well, I was working on a chocolate orchard scent, but
yeah, but you forgot the ratios.
Totally
how you did it. You forgot how you did it.
Totally forgot how I did it.
It did smell good. That
thing you sent me,
but we couldn't recreate it.
That really pissed me off.
We're also overworked and frustrated from tires and stuff. So
Yeah, it was mentally draining.
yeah, we do have my quarterly trip to Jersey is coming up. We have to figure out when I'll be coming up. We got a few things. Probably when we relabel everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Even though I did that tire thing, I went to the casino like the next week
Yeah,
was
bastard.
over, and I won all that money back. One pull on the slot machine, $20, boom. On a dollar machine,
Oh, Brownie's his nickname.
oh, Brownie's his nickname. Okay, Mark. All right. Call me Double Fudge.
Well, and we have we didn't even start double fudge. We didn't even start on label concepts for the other 3 cents that we have. The one for the artist, we're still going to use that picture. That's going to be it. That's going to be like a special release, so we'll use that. The fact that he's that old.
I mean, Chris has been around since like the Big Bang, so
yeah. So, Chris, I agree with you to the extent that I don't think we're chasing perfection, because you will never chase perfection. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. So you're never going to be perfect. And we know we can't, because we're always going to have new ideas and new things, and the next thing. We just want it to represent the brand and for it to make sense. Mark, I'm going to put you in timeout because no.
No, I like it. You know.
Yeah, I'll DM you, Mark. Dan, after this, I'll send you a DM.
Yeah, you can't put it.
Yeah, so it's not. Yeah, I don't think we're chasing perfection. We just want it to make sense. We're chasing common sense.
Put a Les Paul label.
Yeah, and I don't want I don't want realism on the. I mean, I don't want actual like pictures of real things. I want
the whole like idea originally was like, if you went back in time to like the 50s and the 60s and you bought beard oil. I don't think did they sell beard oil back then? Was that a thing? You know, what would those labels look like? If you went back into the 60s and 70s and you went into a convenience store or a drugstore and they had hair tonic and beard oil labels, what would those labels look like? You know what I'm saying? Like when we envisioned this, that's what I was thinking. You know, like, let's transport people back in time. So like if there was a time machine and you went back to the 60s and 70s,
it's just the original
or the 50s, you know, and you went into those drugstores and you found a bottle of beard oil next to the hair tonics and all whatever they sold back then, what would those labels essentially look like? And that's the whole premise of the whole thing I was thinking of.
And Mark, I want to. Yeah, I take it. I appreciate you. I was giving you shit, but this is the original Summit one that I came up with. The other one I had a buddy draw it for me, but this is with my original Summit, because
that was the original.
Jasper's in the mountains with snow and stuff. So like to me that's what it is. But then I went with how about like old National Forest sign. But what Jason said, yeah. And it's not the individual scent logos, because I don't consider them scent logos, but just scent designs. And it's not that they're giving us the hard time. It's just making sure they fit branding. So I can tell you, once these all put together, doing the website, having the struggle we're having now, the website's going to be a pain in the ass. Because I got to make the website just fit a general image, knowing that the website's not going to be 100% represented by the images for the products, if that makes sense. Like, the products all look really vastly different. When you have something that is spread across many decades, has different kind of looks, the website's going to just be how it looks, and then you're going to have different. So that's going to be hard, I think, unless I keep it simple. What logos were hot in the 50s? I don't know. Kraft.
I don't know. I wasn't alive.
Schlitz. Ask Chris. What was good in the 50s?
Yeah, Chris, what was good?
See, yeah. 70s and is kind of what I'm seeing here, right? That's to me, that's what let me see. I'm gonna show you a picture if I can. I'm gonna see. I don't know if it's on here though, so I may not be able to. No. Well, I can show you what other well Briscoe. This was one option that I decided no. So this was Briscoe, aka Vaquero.
And I like that too. I mean, that's
I
really
like
awesome.
it too. It'd be cool
That's
on a
really freaking
shirt.
awesome.
Jason, yes, 100%. So that is 100% what
Yeah.
I want, like the old labels, old advertisements. It's not that I'm not. We're not looking for retro images. Like we want what it would look like back then. If we could
Right.
take the Wayback Machine and go to the 1940s and go on a product shelf and the kind of labels they would have, that's what I want. They were flat. They weren't flashy. They weren't.
They probably it would probably literally would just say the where it was manufactured and beard oil. So like if it was manufactured in Texas, it would be like Texas beard oil. That's it. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean I don't know how labels looked back then because
See that Vato, our resident Hispanic, loves
yeah.
the Briscoe. So
I
what do we go with, Briscoe or Vaquero?
we're all in agreement that Briscoe label looks kick ass.
It
You know what I'm
does,
saying? It looks awesome.
but it's yeah. Does it? But is it fitting what we want? Is
Right.
that you know what I mean? Like
That's the thing.
yeah, that's I struggle so much. And when people say, "Oh, doing the business," no, it's not easy. It's not easy. This is not. Let me go back to this. So, and we could keep it called Briscoe. The one thing I don't know if I like is the this part on the bottom. I mean, it's cool. That'd be cool for a shirt, but maybe put the sense profile a little bit on there. But
Yeah.
or we have that, or we have. You guys are seeing it, my brain in here. Or we have this.
I like both, man. I really do. I like both. I kind of feel like the Vaquero one
Fits more.
fits more. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where I struggle. Like I told you, the artist has given us great stuff. Like none of it's been bad at all.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just
it's
using it to
awesome.
fit what's in our head. And of course, he says, "Well, your guys' head is fucked up." Is what he tells us. Which I'm not denying. Like, hey, maybe
Oh
that's the
yeah, I'm
case.
definitely not normal.
Yeah,
I mean, got you there.
yeah. I see, Mark. I'm winning my text. Mark, that's exactly what I Googled. So yeah. So what? Oh, this is a perfect one. I love this. Like the dad's root beer, stuff like that. Like that's
Yeah.
yeah. This kind of stuff is what I really want. I mean, here's like different beer labels and stuff from the.
Right.
That's what we want. We just want the overall look. And Dan B here, I'll send you my email.
Or we can, just come up with a general label
That seems to be harder for me, but
and
okay.
and roll with it. But I mean, it's you know,
Yeah. Spaghetti Western vibes. I mean, that's kind of, and that was the artist one. I don't know if my Briscoe Vaquero is horrendous. I'll see if I have it and I'll show you what I did. Which
See, yeah, Jason likes the Vaquero,
yeah.
Vaquero.
Now the beard oil labels compared to the soap labels, do you think they're still okay? Like the soap labels, I'm
Yeah.
not changing them.
I leave the soap is done, leave it as is. It's been a lot of time focused on that. Let's just put that to bed. That's done. You know, I want to get the.
So this is what a Vaquero was originally called. I was going to call it Rodeo, and Johnny told me to eat shit. So this is what I did.
I didn't like Rodeo. I don't know. I just didn't like Rodeo.
I could have changed it to Vaquero. That would have been easy. But and any other labels? This is the one though. And when we had the conversations with the artists, I said, "This is the one label I am not changing."
Yeah.
Strawberry Dreams. This hat, we love it. Johnny and I were like,
yeah,
I'm gonna change the fonts up a little bit, but this is it fits. I mean, that's not even the original one. The original one
would look good too, because the original one was just like
had that crack, but. And like this right here, this is some of the stuff I like. This is the vibe I feel when I'm creating labels. This is what's in my head. This is the vibe, right? It's like 70s shit, 80s.
Yeah.
It's just really dope. My opinion. Of course, I'm just one guy, and ultimately it's going to be in your guys' shelves, but I don't know. I think it's cool.
I think we just gotta nail it down, and we get rolling again.
Yeah. So here's one. This is nothing on it. I was just looking at this. This is like a background. I was kind of pseudo looking at this for like the basic universal label background and put retro beards on there. It has like that craft paper kind of feel, cardboard.
Yeah.
Got the
I
retro
don't like those
look.
colors, but okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But now you know my difficulty. You're such a bully.
I think that if you want to do general label, we have one logo that has like, it looks like an old school diner sign. We have that.
So
I like that.
I was working on this earlier. It's not even close to being done. The template, like,
okay, yeah,
right. Things out, like
that's pretty cool. I like that too. Yeah. And we could change the font up to
everything can be changed.
I dig that big square in the middle, the whole label wrap around nicely.
You're talking about this, I believe.
Yeah, there's that one, and then there's another one that hold on, I think it's on my IG here. Oh no, it's not on my IG here. There was one that was like, it kind of looked like a painter's palette. It had like it was circular, but it had like a dip in it. It looked like a painter's palette, and it had retro beards on it. I don't know if I saved it. I don't think maybe I saved it on my actual phone, and not the Instagram.
This one?
No, that's just a round label.
Bully. A painter's palette.
Yeah, it looked like a painter's palette.
Like the thing they hold in their hands?
Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe I are, because I don't recall.
Maybe I came up with this idea in my head and I just never told you about it.
I think you did. And there's this. This isn't a label. This is going to go on a shirt.
Yeah, that's a shirt right there. That's the merch sticker shirt, the one right there. That's I like that a lot.
I said, don't worry
Maybe
about a
the
thing.
one I'm thinking is the one I'm looking at. I don't know. The one in the top right hand corner.
Yeah, because that kind of looks like a palette.
Maybe.
I mean, if you're stoned.
I was
And
kind of.
here's another one for Summit. No, it's not this one because the color looks bad. This was another one.
That's a real that. I mean, on a shirt.
But I couldn't
is,
make this work unless the label was all black.
Man, that on a shirt would be awesome.
But yeah, so that's where we're at, folks. Oh, let me open up my email because Dan said he sent it to me, and I can. If it looks good, I'll share it. Dan B. Here we go. Look at that. Even his email says Dan B.
Hey, he's Dan B.
Yeah.
That's it. Dan Blaze.
Oh yeah. Like
every time I see a notification, I'm like Dan Blaze. I'm like I go Dan Blaze.
So yes. So I'm going to open up everything he sent me because yes, Dan knows what's in my head, which is kind of crazy because that's shit. So let me see if I can share this. No, it won't. Hold on. It won't let me. It won't let me show it, but let me see.
'40s. Y2K, yeah, all that stuff is Y2K. That stuff is retro, like literally. Yeah. I'm sorry, I had to make some adjustments.
I'm trying to see. I don't know if I'll be able to show these, but I can email them to you.
Yeah. I don't know if he.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Gmail. No, I don't have it.
Did he email you too?
No.
Yes. Dan, yes, you got that is my vibe, and that's what I want to work in. And it's not just the initial launch. All that stuff you sent could be progressively done. No, the Summit label though, what we have is because it's like the U.S. National Forest sign. That was my thought. That's
why
I
like that one. I like that one. It's it's cool.
I got Mark Brown texting me all kinds of stuff.
I think we have to like come up with an actual like deadline date and like make a decision because I feel like we can just keep going back and forth like forever on designs and all that stuff. Like,
like this exactly. Why is it I can tell you guys, and you guys send me things that are nailing on the head what's in my head?
Hmm.
Like,
The
yeah,
last
like
summer,
look,
yeah.
yeah, it's just all flat. Like, you mean there's no flashiness to it?
Hmm.
You know? I
Yeah.
don't know.
I feel like we can come like just incorporate all of that into like a general logo, and like saying just
Yeah, yeah, for like a logo, yeah. But the
yeah.
brand logo. So you know what? Let me show the guys. I can't show you like on the shared screen, but I can show you. Um, so this is the rough logo so far.
Yeah.
I don't know which summit you're talking about, Dan. The last one I did. Oh yeah, the one. Yeah. Yeah. So the filigree stuff, like in the back, that's going to go away, and then the colors can change,
Yeah.
right? But this will be just in a small corner of the actual label. It's not going to be on the top of it, unless it's like the wash or something.
Yeah.
'Cause we can. So this is the thing too. Like you have a company logo. You can have the brands can have different logos, but like so. Yeah, I don't
Just
know.
how
That's where
like
we're at.
just how like in the Dad Beards logo, like we had, we had these guys just on the bottom corner next to the QR code. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the brand logo. Like, but when it comes to like the labels for the actual scents, um, you know,
Yeah, it's just and like I said, this is the hardest part. We're just and then as you notice, you've seen all the label designs, and then translating the website to represent the brand as a whole, and not have the labels images clash with the website. That's going to be a difficult process. I mean, I could do it. It's just gonna not. If it was on Shopify, it'd be easier because I'm used to the Shopify's platform and I can do things. The other platform we're using is a little bit more non-user friendly. It's going to take a minute, but I
mhm.
could do it. I've used it before. It just has been a while. It's going to take a minute. Oh, did I tell you I had to have surgery on my foot? Did I share that story?
What's wrong with your foot?
So my big toe on the right foot, the first knuckle they call like the helix something.
Okay.
Well, my toe, you see me walk sometimes, I just start limping out of nowhere. Well, I thought there was like a break or something that didn't healed wrong, but it'd been my foot stays still for a while. It gets locked up, and I move my toe. It hurts really bad. So I went to the podiatrist, and they took an X-ray, and I showed her where it hurts. When you push it, there's pain. So she goes, "Okay, do you have a bone spur right here?" I'm like, "Well, that makes sense because that's where I showed you it hurt." And in here, she said you have what we call caving, which usually is from a blunt injury where it pushed in here and it pushed out some of the cartilage or whatever the hell's in there.
Okay.
So you have like an indentation, so it's causing pressure and it's hitting that bone spur. So I have to go get an MRI because they want to see how bad the caving on the inside of the helix is. But they're gonna go in, cut open, and they're gonna grind in my joint bone to get rid of the bone spur and
Huh.
clear some space. And then they're gonna make a special insert for the top of my foot to elevate my toe to open up spacing in my knuckle area so my joint can move without being against each other
Oh
because
wow.
of that caving is bringing it in, right? So instead of having that cushion here, it's pushed in because there's no
Yeah. Yeah.
material right there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I have to go. I just haven't scheduled the MRI yet. I just have to schedule the MRI and then go back for her just to say, okay, this is because they don't want to start grinding stuff down and then mess up have some complications with the
Right.
caving.
Right. Right.
So I gotta get the MRI, and then we can go and schedule the thing. And I'll just be like in a surgical boot for a week. She said, then it'd be fine.
I
But
feel like whenever it comes to your feet or your teeth, because I've had long history with podiatrists. My mom growing up, she managed a podiatrist office for like 13 years. Whenever you start messing with your feet with
His
podiatrists,
wife worked for one too.
yeah, she used to work for that. Like you never stop. It's this starts this, and then it's gonna go to like the next thing, and they're always gonna be messing with your feet, and you're never gonna be right, and
This is
always
the first
uncomfortable.
foot thing I had to have done, or
Yeah,
will have to have done.
I won't do it. I won't go. I won't go at all because I have pain in my foot. I'm not going to podiatrist because like, I feel like
This
they're gonna
hurts
make it
really
worse.
bad, and like I'll be sitting at my desk, and my right toe hurts. So I pop off my shoe, and then I have to like pull my toe out or forward and out to like relieve some of the pain.
Mm,
And then sometimes this is how stupid this is, right? So there's a bone spur. So there's things in your bone poking out, hitting everything. I
yeah,
took our Theragun, the massage gun. I put the pointy rubber tip on there and drilled the top of my foot where it hurts to make it feel better. It makes it worse, but it felt better for a little bit.
huh? I mean, definitely like
And I walk a lot at work.
I feel like
And
it's something like that, and you got
and
to
they
get
tell you not
addressed.
to
But
walk.
like, I always feel like when I always feel like that. Like whenever I go to a dentist or whenever I go to like one of these specialty doctors, like
Dan B, stop posting all these secrets in here.
yeah, just
I mean,
chill,
those are
chill.
good things, having sense that master decades.
Oh yeah.
This is permanent record, sir.
Scents are like we can whip out scents like all over the place. The sense is easy.
But see, Dan B, I don't know how old Dan is, but you're hitting. I think Retro Beards is speaking to Dan like it speaks to us. I
Yeah,
think he's understanding.
yeah.
I mean, he is a big Van Halen fan. That's 80s.
There you go.
Down at 70s. But yeah, so I'm gonna get the surgery because I can't keep living my.
I mean,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
This has
dude,
been a long
yes.
time. I just didn't know exactly, and it's gotten worse. So I'm like, I need to get this done.
Yeah, get it done. When is that going to get done?
Well, I had to schedule the MRI, get the MRI done. Then she said like a week or two later, I'll have another appointment to get everything else scheduled. So I don't know, next few months maybe.
So you're gonna live in pain for the next few months?
I mean, as long as it takes. I mean, I had the paper to schedule my MRI for over a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks now, and I haven't scheduled it yet.
It's the same thing with my sleep apnea.
Oh, I've got a CPAP machine next to my bed.
Yeah, they want me to go to a sleep study and all that stuff, and I'm like,
You know, if you elevate your head, we're gonna get one of those beds that move up and down, the feet and stuff, because you just sleep like this, and just sleep with some pillows behind you.
I wear a mouth guard. I wear
Those technically don't work.
Because
work it's not your mouth that's causing it. It's in here.
It works because whenever I don't,
I've watched the whole thing on how it's BS.
Look,
go ahead.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Personal experience.
Placebo effect. You think it works?
And if I bring down the wife, she'll attest to it because she's the one who has to deal with my snoring. She's recorded me sleeping.
So that snoring and sleep apnea, two different things.
She thinks
that mouthpiece will help with your snoring, right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get it scheduled this week, Mark. Don't worry, I promise I'll get it. Mark's like, get it done because he knows. So the sleep apnea, so the mouthpiece is gonna help the snoring. That's because that's in here.
Yeah.
The sleep apnea part is different. I'm telling you, your sleep apnea is still there regardless if you're wearing a mouthpiece or not.
Because I don't snore.
Yeah.
She says you don't snore and like,
Do you still wake up in the middle of the night?
I mean, like I wake up at like what was it, like 2:45 every morning. So like
no, not waking up because your body's used to getting up. Like while you're sleeping, do you wake up and move?
Sometimes I wake up at like midnight to go to a bathroom, but then
not because your bladder's full, Johnny. Listen, normal sleep. Like if you're sleeping for 8 hours, then you just have a snoring problem. You don't have sleep apnea.
Well, there you go. She thinks I have sleep apnea. She wants me to go to sleep study and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, I don't need all that. But whatever. She's the nurse, so I mean, what am I can't argue.
So go.
She's got the BSN, so like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna argue with her. Like, she's a professional.
Dan said he's an old bastard like Chris. And I think Chris takes the cake. I think Chris is older than
Chris left. Where's Chris?
I don't know. I think we started calling him Father Time. He left.
Oh.
You know what's funny? On my desktop, I just looked over. I got the picture. You can't see it, but it's the mock-up from when I made Dig It, the Macho Man scent.
Oh
with
yeah,
Chad.
yeah. I
That
still
was
have
so
that.
cool. That was a great
I
scent.
still have. That's a good scent. I still wear that every day. You know.
Dude, not to toot my own horn, but I made some good shit.
Yeah, you got a talent. The man's got a talent. You know.
Too bad I'm an asshole, though.
You know. Yeah, we're all at some point, at some level, we're all assholes. I mean, I'm just like this petty asshole.
You are. You know what? Like, if dude, if we could start. So you remember the business, the movie, The Pest?
Yeah.
We could start a business like, hey, you have someone that pisses you off, but you don't want to ruin your reputation. Let us be the assholes, and then we can like,
Mark.
see, Mark don't listen to directions.
No, Mark,
You're such a great
I
supporter.
love
Mark.
you, man, and I really
Oh,
appreciate
you got
those
Google
super
fixed, so
chats.
you're good.
I just got my Google fixed, so I will eventually see that. You know,
Well,
oh my
40% of
goodness,
it.
it's crazy.
Yes.
I got to make I make Mark a special package of products.
I've gotten a few DMs like, "Hey, can I
Me
still
too.
get Dad Gear
Yeah.
stuff?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you
Yeah.
can still get it." I said, "But you'll be able to get it here soon with just a different label on it."
Yeah. I told him like I don't want to. I mean, you could pay me through PayPal and all that stuff, and I'll like charge you $8 for shipping because that's usually what it's gonna
Oh,
be.
so I made
You
a
know.
command decision. The new business isn't going to accept PayPal as a payment. Why,
Uh-huh.
do you ask? Because one, they take so much freaking money
Yes,
just for
true.
you using PayPal. So our $12 oils, once everything's said and done, we get like $9, $10 from PayPal before anything else is paid. So I'm like, you
Yeah.
know what? No, screw PayPal. And that's on top of the other thing. So it's not like it's just PayPal's fees. So no, PayPal takes way too much out of that.
I gotta whip up something special for Mark for all these super chats. I'll write it down. I'm gonna come up with an original scent. And
Did
just
you
make
send Mark any testers for the soap?
Yeah, I sent him. Some,
Okay.
I think I sent him some testers.
I still
But
have
yeah,
some. I have some for the guy that's local that I told you I was going to take it to, and I haven't taken it. I still have his. I have two testers of Vitality version 2.0. That shit's so good.
I'm gonna whip up something special for Mark. I'll just send it to him. He won't even know it's coming. He's just gonna.
I think when we ever drop the new Vitality, I think people are going to.
Oh yeah, because
Jason has it. I don't know if Jason's still here.
I use that thing a
He
lot.
DMs me. He goes, "You guys are stupid." He goes, "This is so good."
Yeah, I use it a lot.
I'm like, "Why are they gotta be stupid?"
I just I dip my finger in just a little bit on the tip of my finger, covers my whole beard because like I keep it short. And it just keeps everything for like nice, real nice. That new Vitality is
The problem is the melt point is really low.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it melts.
I mean, I take a
But
hot
it's not going to
shower.
be it's definitely a winter product that we
Yeah.
can't sell it in the summer because it will show up. I mean, it'll set up, but we'll have to test that. I'll have to
Well, you
let
know
him
what?
know.
I gotta
Let
show
it set
you.
up and see what it looks like.
I gotta message you because my wife wears a hair product that is exactly the same exact consistency and it behaves is the same exact way. Like when I take a hot shower, that hair product that she uses and the Vitality both
Melt.
are almost liquid because of
And
my
then
hot
it sets
shower.
back up.
And it sets back up. Yeah.
Did the Vitality set back up though?
Yeah. It sets back.
Okay.
It once it cools down, it goes back to like a semi-solid, kind of deal.
Because we talked about putting it like in a pump type thing for people. I was just afraid of what it would look like because I don't want people to pump it and to be liquid that comes out. That's why I'm afraid of. I want them to be able to see it. So maybe if it was in a clear, I don't know.
I got to show you the jar, and it's in a jar. The same way the Vitality's in a jar. Her product is in a jar, and it's like some kind of like hair repair thing and all that stuff. Like you have to see it, and then I'll show it to you, and it's like it's almost the same. It's
That's
not
the same because I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's not the same ingredients, of course, but it's like the same kind of like product. You have to. I'll show it.
Have you tried it in your beard?
No, I haven't tried it in my beard because she uses it a lot and there's like not much left in there. But I'll show you. Don't worry.
Should I go get it and show the guys what it looks like?
No, don't show them anything. Okay. Let them build up the suspense.
So when it show it to them, make them even more excited.
Later, when we get it all nailed down.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because we don't even know if this is the final version. Like this is we might tweak it a little bit. We do need to make more. That's the problem because I need more to test. I need to have more. And you're probably messaging me in the private chat right now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means it's time to. Yeah. That means it's time for Grandpa to go to bed.
Yeah, he's tired. Gotta go to sleep.
So we're going to.
I would love to stay on for another hour or two, but I
right?
gotta wake up really early.
I feel like we have our streams. We're still growing, so we have a small viewership, which is fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right? But I think we vibe so well. Like the streams just go. Like we do a good job. I think we do a good job.
Yeah.
We'll get better. We need to make some intro videos. We need to have at some point things we can do giveaways with. You know what I mean? It's gonna get better. So I appreciate everyone who sat through our slideshows of concepts. Yeah. And Mark, Mark, I hope it does. The problem is getting out there, and I'm telling you, our success is going to come from outside the community because we're kind of the outliers in the community. Reputation precedes me. I can't do anything to fix the past, but that's behind me. So kiss my ass, right? So, and I say that in a good way, not kiss my ass like F you, but like, hey, if you're holding on to that cliff fell, so you're at the bottom. Like we're going this way. So if you're holding on to the past, that's all. The mountains, we already passed that. So you moved 8:30 to get to work. No, we can't, because then Jonnie would really be tired.
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah. But yeah, thanks everyone who showed up, all the people who chatted, participated. I appreciate that. Jonnie, thanks for not killing anybody when you got robbed.
Yeah.
And now, no, thank you for not telling me and just making me wait for Wednesday. So I'm just gonna stop talking to you except for Wednesdays, because that's when I'll find out everything anyways. But
I wanted to see your Irish reaction or something. I tell you the story.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of questions. I think you did it to yourself. But
of course, it's my fault. Yes, it's my fault.
Well, let's look at the root cause of the problem real quick before we end it. Where did this all start? When Jonnie didn't lock his door. Right?
Yes.
Had you locked your door, they would have to forcefully win it. Then it would have been their fault completely.
But you know whose fault it really is?
Left it. Good night,
Let me tell you.
buddy.
Let me tell you whose fault it really is.
Obama's.
It's the guy at Wawa's fault for actually pumping my gas, because usually when I get gas, the guy's not there, so I'm forced to pump my own
gas in Jersey.
I do it anyway, and it's fine.
Oh that is a thing in Jersey.
Yeah, you're not allowed to pump your own gas. I don't. But the guy's never there at 3:00 in the morning. I go to 3:00 in the morning, pump my own gas, put my wallet back in my pocket, and I keep it moving. This one time he was actually there. He pumped my gas for me, and I took my wallet out of my pocket and I put it in my cup holder.
Mark rewatched the
beginning. That's where the wallet stayed, in the cup holder, instead of going back in my pocket like it usually does when I get gas when I pump it myself. So
what you're saying is it's the Wawa guy's fault.
It's the Wawa guy's fault for actually doing his job.
No, sir. You're responsible for the locking of your vehicle.
I know.
Only you can prevent vehicle robbery.
That's right. Okay? That's right. Yeah.
All right. Well, good night, everybody. Thank you. We'll see you next week, hopefully on Wednesday. With lacrosse season starting, we might bounce from Tuesdays, Thursdays, Wednesdays, whenever we can. But yeah, thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. And